Yeah, so the title is long, but we can infer from it that we are looking into the relationship between essential tremor and motor learning. We will see now why. First, essential tremor is the most prevalent movement disorder. It's actually the most common tremor causing disorder in humans. And one of the most common ways to treat essential tremor is deep brain stimulation of the VIM nucleus, which is the ventral intermediate nucleus of the thalamus. So we'll see now what does it mean. So how is this related to motor learning? The problem is that when we use deep brain stimulation to treatment of essential tremor, this affects motor learning abilities in the subjects. And the problem is that this effect actually is variable. So sometimes it improves motor learning that was impaired before the treatment, or sometimes it actually causes the motor learning impairment. So this is the first behavioral relationship between essential tremor treatment with deep brain stimulation and motor learning. The second thing is actually from functional MRI data. So we can see here at the bottom is the neural correlates of motor learning, which is assessed with something called SRTT, serial action time task. I will explain it next slide. But you can see here that we have activation in motor cortex and in the thalamus and in the cerebellum. So it's cerebellar thalamocortical circuit. This was identified as the neural correlate of motor learning. At the same time, it was identified that in essential tremor, because actually the cause is unknown of essential tremor, but the pathology of it, we can see that from this image, this big image, this is a functional connectivity between the VIM and all other, it was the region of interest here. And you can see that we have, and here we subtract the normal human control from the essential tremor patients. And we can see in the second row, this is cerebellum, and then the motor cortex, and also thalamus, and then the motor cortex. So we see that the functional connectivity is disturbed in this same network. So the hypothesis that we build our research on is that there is an overlap in circuitries between VIM, between motor learning and essential tremor. And we believe that this is the reason why when we do deep brain stimulation, we have effect on motor learning, and this effect is different. It can be improving or disturbing because of the exact location of the electrode, the stimulating electrode. It can either be in an area that cause improvement or disturbance. The problem is that when we do imaging of VIM, for example, in 3 Tesla with resolution 3 by 3 by 3 millimeter square voxel size, it's only 1 voxel because it's really small. So we are using now 7 Tesla scanner with voxel size 1 by 1 by 1 millimeter square. We're using multi-band sequence with parallel imaging to get 9-fold acceleration so we can get this spatial resolution in TR of 2 seconds. So the idea is that we will try to look closely at the VIM to try to differentiate it into not two, but more distinct functional subregions. That may be one of them, or some of them related to motor learning, and the other are for essential tremor. So we can then decide which will be the optimal location for stimulating electrode for deep brain stimulation. This is a serial action time task, which assess motor learning. So the idea is that the subject would view these 4 positions on the screen. One of them will light up, and he has to press corresponding button of it. The idea is that there is a pattern hidden inside these positions, but the subject doesn't know consciously. So the idea is that if we observe reduction in action time, that means that the subject already learned the pattern, even if he's not consciously aware of it. And this is our preliminary results. And we can see the difference between the random, which is the blue line, and the red line, which is the repeated pattern. So in the other case, we have just random positions, no repeated pattern inside. And you can see this decrease in reduction time across sessions. The specificity of the paradigm, we can talk about it in the poster, like which paradigm especially we are using for the behavioral task. Unfortunately, we still don't have fMRI data because, like, we have the data, but we didn't start to analyze it yet. We just get it last week. So, yeah, thank you.